A green-fingered couple have been told to dig up flowers they planted nearly 30 years ago because they are a danger to road users. Passionate gardeners Brian and Sally Williams had planted the colourful display on the narrow lane in the village, where they live in Sheffield, which they claimed was neglected by the council when they first moved into the property in 1991. Sheffield Council sent a letter to the pair on Saturday, 13 October to inform them that they had just 1 week to remove the flowers after one neighbour had anonymously complained about the display on the verge across from their home. The appalling letter has prompted a 3,000-strong petition from villagers who have demanded that the flower bed is allowed to remain on the roadside. Despite the strong show of support from the local community, the council highlighted that the complaint was from a neighbour. The council have upheld the complaint, saying the flowers are a danger to road users.Sally said, "They are not a danger at all. It is not an area used as a passing point, and no car could park there, the lane is too narrow." Retired landlady Sally, 69, said she was absolutely devastated about the letter and that gardening and tending to the flower beds is her and her husband's passion. "This is what gets us up and out of the house on a cold morning and keeps us busy.Then. To receive a letter like this out of the blue, it's appalling." The couple bought their 200-year-old cottage in 1991 on a quaint lane, Hollin House Lane, in Loxley, Sheffield, South Yorkshire, which has 9 houses on it. Sally, who used to run a traditional country inn in the Peak District with Brian until they retired 10 years ago, highlighted that the only people who come up the lane are neighbours, the postman and the milk lady. "When we moved here, the road was neglected by Sheffield City Council. It had potholes and grass growing wild. As a keen gardener, I see a bit of neglected land, and I just had to smarten it up." "Brian and I are keen conservationists. We like to do a bit for our environment, so we're doing our best to attract bees, butterflies and wildlife to the area." "We clear up dog poo, sweep the streets, we've successfully reared barn owls. Everyone is very environmentally friendly. We all keep the areas around our homes in an immaculate condition." "We have had nothing but praise for what we have done here." The grandparents of 3 estimate they've spent around £1,000 in tending to the overlooked verge. At first they put stones along the edge to keep the road clear, using old stones they had purchased for an extension on their home. They then planted flowers behind it, with dahlias, Sally's favorite flower, making a big appearance. Sally said. When the Tour de France came to Yorkshire in 2014, the council inspected the roads and finally tarmacked the lane. While they were at it, they also tarmacked the stones in. "If they had such a problem with our floral display, why didn't they raise it then?" Sally said. "They have now told us we have a week to remove everything." How are we supposed to dig up stones that they have tarmacked in? Sheffield City Council said, "We have sympathy with the nearby homeowner who has attempted to stop cars driving over the highway verge on what is a very narrow, single-track lane." Unfortunately, the placing of flower beds, as well as stones and water barrels, on the highway outside the property could be a danger to other road users. Sally said, "They just said it's their policy. Nobody is allowed bulbs or wildflower seeds on the verges or on the roadside." "I'm hoping we can make them see sense with the amount of support we have to keep our lane looking neat and tidy. I do worry though that a council that in the midst of felling 17,000 trees that lined the residential streets of Sheffield will not give two hoots about a little flower."